Good morning. This is lawnservjoe, Reliable Lawn Care, Southeast Minnesota. It's about 9 o'clock and it's warming up out here really nice. And it's the 14th, I believe, of November, and it's a beautiful morning for November. I've got 2 or 3 properties at least I can take care of leaves this morning. They should take most of the day, so I'll be off and taking care of those properties. Of course, you know, I've got to take the recycling out every other Monday morning, and this is one of those mornings. Hey, I got that done. Not far to the street. And I got to do something I've only done maybe 8-9 times all year. Put my trailer back on the truck. I don't usually use my truck unless I'm working. And yesterday I drove out and looked at some properties and dropped off some bills, and I didn't really care to pull the trailer with me, so I took the trailer off. Now I'm gonna have to put it back on. Okay, I got the trailer hooked up, and I'm gonna run over to the Sinclair and fuel up my lawnmower. Shouldn't take too much diesel. On Saturday I worked probably 4 hours, so I probably used about 2 3/4 gallons of diesel. So I shouldn't take much, but I'm not going to leave the house and go to a customer's house and not be full on fuel. I've done that before. Okay, I just bought my fuel. Came out to just about 3 gallons. And I paid $2.19 a gallon. So that's pretty good. I've never advertised once for a customer. All my customers are referrals. And, you know, in the service industry, a lot of times the referrals are your best customers, because they've talked to one of your customers and they understand your method of work and how you do things before they even hire you. You know, I very, very seldom have somebody call and say, yeah, you know, I need my lawn cut every other week. That doesn't happen, because the referrals know from the customers I have that they know that I'm there every week. Every once in a while, somebody will call and say they need their lawn cut every week, but you know what I tell them? And what am I going to do the next week when I should be cutting your lawn? Should I sit and twiddle my thumbs until I go to my next house? And they're like, well, wouldn't you just go to your next house and skip my house? I'm like, no. Unless it's raining, unless the weather conditions dictate differently, I am at every house at the same time every week. And that's the way I do things. My phone actually will tell me when I get in the truck and turn the key on, it hooks to the Bluetooth in the truck. My phone will tell me where I'm going next. And it's right. It'll say 7 minutes to 69 Oak Leaf Lane. And I'll look at that and I'll say, yeah, that's where I'm going, Oak Leaf Lane. So if your phone is set up and it remembers your patterns that well that it knows where you're going next, I would say you're on a pretty good fixed schedule. But anyways, back to referrals. They're the best. They pretty much know you before they call you. And 99% of the time, you've got that customer already. The only reason they would say no is if for some reason you decided to charge them more than they feel is appropriate, because they already know what their friend's paying. So most of the guesswork is already out of it. Well, I'm gonna pull in this Kwik trip over here and get myself a drink and maybe a burrito. Burritos are $1 on Monday. So I really like Kwik Trip. You know, every Wednesday I have a $1 special on a sandwich or pizza slices, and I take advantage of that. I've been told that Kwik Trip actually started in Winona in a convenience store on Broadway Street, and then they opened up a store in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and put a gas pump in front of it, and that's when they really took off. So I've always liked Kwik Trips. I think we got 5 or 6 of them in Winona, believe it or not. I mean, a lot of times you go to community, you know, you want, where's the place to buy gas? Not in Winona. You go down just about any street, you'll end up at a Kwik Trip pretty quick. So I'm gonna go in here and get a drink, like I said, maybe a burrito for $1, and then I'll take the other half-mile trip to my first lawn. So Lawn Serve Joe, maybe I'll shoot some video later today. Have a good day.